If you're just now joining us, we do have a shooting that happened this morning at 9:50 at East High School. We know that 2 staff members were shot. One is in critical condition in surgery right now. The other is in serious but stable condition. Again, the student here is under 18 years old, was part of a protocol to be patted down every single day as they entered school, and as that happened this morning, that student did shoot 2 staff members and then left the scene. Again, they are looking for that student right now.
We have Luis De Leon standing by at the scene as well. Luis was just listening in on that press conference. Luis, of course, a lot of information that was able to help us understand a little bit more about this situation. I want to ask again about that pat-down process that they talked about with this particular student. That seemed to be of big interest right there, a really big question that a lot of people continue to have.
Lots of us were asking questions about that, and the district superintendent Marrero specifically would not elaborate too much about how that works, other than saying that this is a particular initiative that goes from student to student depending on their particular situation. So still some unclear details about sort of the sequence of events leading up to today specifically with regards to that exact pat down, other than knowing that it was 2 administrators conducting that in what local leaders have called a secluded area away from students. There actually, you heard from that update there, that there actually happened to be paramedics already inside of the building actually responding to an allergic reaction call. And Mayor Hancock was quoted saying that he's hoping that because those paramedics were already in the building, able to render aid almost immediately to the 2 that were injured in this, that it would help with their condition. We're obviously hoping for the best for those 2 in the hospital right now. But yes, lots of questions right now surrounding that student safety plan, and that is certainly something we'll be following up with on the school district there.
And Luis, we know that they're getting ready to do this orderly release of the students who, to our understanding, are being still held in their 3rd period classrooms at this time. Has there been any movement on that front? Have students been started to be released at this time? Well, actually, from my vantage point right now, I can see some students sort of that they've been watching from out the window and things like that onto the press conference down here and everything. And so we have not really seen much movement on that front just yet. I still am seeing some students as well, seemingly trying to communicate with either their parents or other students that are still inside the school as well. Like I said, I spoke to a volunteer, a man who says he's a volunteer here at East High School, specifically with the junior here. He was still waiting for an update as well on that, and so we are waiting to hear when that controlled release will happen. But obviously, because there's a few scenes happening here right now, we have the suspect that is still out there at the moment. We're waiting for an update on that as well, and so obviously there's the concern there for community members there too. So,
Luis, going back to this this pat down that was part of a behavior issue with this student, it was really interesting because Dr. Marrero was saying that this is something that's kind of common within schools.
Right, and again, not much elaboration off of that, because one question that several people asked then as well was, why wasn't a school resource officer doing it and everything? We know that there were no SROs in here at this scene there, but we do know it was 2 administrators doing that in particular. One person did ask why wouldn't there be an SRO doing it, and Chief Thomas then interjected saying that's not necessarily always the case. But obviously still a lot of unanswered questions, a lot of clarification that we are seeking with regards to this plan, because it's also the first time a lot of us have even heard of such a thing happening at inside of these schools.
Luis, last time we talked to you, or I believe it was Courtney Yoon actually, who mentioned that this student who shot these 2 school administrators had left the school. Police addressed that as well. Talk to us a little bit at this time what police are saying about that, about the suspect's whereabouts, and you know, the fact that they seem pretty confident that they were going to find him.
You know, we talked about a sort of calm urgency around here that was very much so exhibited during this update, and one would have to expect that because there is such a confidence from law enforcement officials that means that they do have tabs. They did say they know where this individual lives. They know the parties that are associated with this individual as well. And so obviously we are still waiting to hear on an update if they will be able to apprehend that individual in time. But we do know, once again, since I have you guys here, it's an African-American juvenile with an afro. They were last seen wearing a hoodie with an astronaut on it.
All right, Luis, thank you.